All right, another literature circle book here that we have is called My Louisiana Sky. It is written by Kimberly Willis Holt, and this is a book that I would call historical fiction. So basically, what that means is it's a fictional story. It's not real, but it's based on real life events from Louisiana, 1957, if you can believe that. Way back when they wore poodle skirts and life was a lot different and simpler in the 50s. Well, it follows the life of this girl by the name of Tiger Ann Parker. And yes, that is her real name. She is a tomboy. She loves baseball. She is extremely smart, and she lives on a farm with her family. Now, in her family, her grandma, who we know as Granny, is the ruler of the house. Granny cooks, Granny cleans, Granny gives all the orders to the whole family. And Granny's the one that literally is the backbone of this family. She gives Tiger advice, and she really is an essential part of this family to keep it surviving. Tiger does have a mother and father who are in the book as well. Mama is, normal age of a mother, but she mentally is about the age of a 6-year-old, if you can believe that. And it's kind of a mystery why Mama acts that way. No, we don't really know until to the end of the book when a secret is revealed. But Mama is very childlike, and she embarrasses Tiger a lot. I bet you guys can relate to maybe your mother embarrassing you a little bit. And Tiger's dad is very simple. He is an amazing farmer. He knows farming left and right, frontwards and backwards. But in terms of like book smarts, the guy barely has a second-grade education. He sadly enough does not know how to balance a checkbook. He's not good with numbers, and he relies heavily on Granny to keep the house running. Well, meanwhile, Tiger does play baseball a lot with the boys. Her best friend is named Jessie Wade, and Jessie Wade and her play baseball all the time with the kids in the town of Sater, Louisiana. And it's a small town. It's a farming community, not too many kids, and everyone knows everyone. And there's a game when Tiger is playing, and all the girls are sitting on the sideline watching, because in the 1950s, Louisiana, or in any place for that matter, if you were a girl, you really weren't sporty. That's kind of uncommon for girls to play sports. Well, these girls were kind of crinkling their noses at Tiger and saying, "Ew, why are you playing baseball out there?" And Tiger kind of got wind of that, and she decides to quit. And she walks off the field, and Jessie Wade got upset, and she's like, "Tiger, why are you quitting the baseball team, And she basically says, "Well, I'm a girl, and I should be on the sideline, I shouldn't be out there getting dirty." Well, that didn't really help her make friends, because the girls still kind of turned their noses to Tiger, and they weren't used to her. Well, anyways, the story goes on, and in the middle of the book, Granny is outside doing some gardening, I believe, or something. And all of a sudden, Tiger's out there too. She hears a scream, and it's Mama. And she runs over, and there's Granny. She has died of a heart attack right there on the ground. The backbone of their family, done, deceased, dead. And Tiger doesn't know what to do because there's nobody to run the house. And her Aunt Dory Kay, comes in from Baton Rouge to help them get on their feet. But Aunt Dory Kay is a busy gal, and she has to go back to work in Baton Rouge, the big city, which leaves Tiger with a choice. And she doesn't really know what to do. Well, that summer, Aunt Dory Kay invites Tiger out to her place for a week. And while she's there, she says, "Tiger, I really think it would be wise if you came to live with me here in Baton Rouge. And we can get people to check up on your mom and dad back home, and they can survive on their own, okay? But we need you to get an education." Well, Tiger thinks that's very intriguing because she's a small-town girl moving to a big city, and it's kind of exciting. But at the same time, she realizes she sticks out like a sore thumb, too. Well, in the meantime, Dory Kay sends her maid, Magnolia, back with Tiger to go back and help them clean and cook and get some housework done in her home in the small town of Sater. Well, that goes okay, and Magnolia does a decent job of picking up Granny's slack and filling her shoes. However, it's just not the same. And Tiger is really torn up on who she should pick. Should she go live with Dory Kay? Should she stay home and kind of grow up a lot quicker than she really expected to? Little 13-year-old girl, and really she is the only one who's qualified to run her family, being that, well, the book wraps up. I'm not going to tell you what happens, but a traumatic event, a real life event from Louisiana 1957 rocks her world. That is the climax of the story. I don't want to give it away. You got to read the book to find out exactly what that event is. And by the end of the book, Tiger does realize what she needs to do. I'm not going to tell you, of course, because you're going to find out as you read, and I would not want to play spoilers. So I highly recommend My Louisiana Sky. I will say this about the book. It is a little bit lower level than what a typical 7th grader might enjoy. So if you're a reader that struggles, this book might definitely be right down your alley, and I think you guys will enjoy My Louisiana Sky.